Hey guys, All in Crypto here, and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for another YouTube video. Hopefully, you've all had a wonderful Wednesday. I know I certainly have. Today, we're going to be delivering a Polkadot video. I can't express enough just how bullish I am on Polkadot because, I've been in the blockchain space for a while now. I've been following it certainly for a while and an active investor and partaker in it. For a good period of time now. And I've really got to watch the evolution of blockchain take place. Of course, we started with Bitcoin, then we moved to Ethereum, and then we had layer ones that sort of decided they wanted to move to proof of stake and really work on what Ethereum did in the same way that Ethereum wanted to take Bitcoin's underlying principle of this blockchain technology and build upon it, add more utility to it. And then we find ourselves with Polkadot. Which I would almost say is a fourth generation smart contract, or not smart contract, sorry, cryptocurrency. It's a fourth generation cryptocurrency. So Bitcoin being a first generation, Ethereum being a second, arguably now a third. Now they've moved to proof of stake. And then you've got lots of layer ones in your third generations. And I would even say that Polkadot is essentially a fourth generation layer zero blockchain. And it's very important that I spend my time educating people on the crypto space as somebody who has a good understanding of it right now when we're in this bear market and the prices are where they are. Because hopefully through watching and following this channel, you guys will be able to come up and make your own decisions. Remember, nothing I say or do on this channel is financial advice, but you'll be able to make your own financial decisions having a lot more information than potentially you would have, watching other channels out there, Moon Boys, people that try and do TA, which is hilarious. Take this from an active trader and investor and somebody who is good friends with many active traders as investors and involved in that sort of financial world. What you see on YouTube is nothing but smoke and mirrors, ladies and gentlemen. This is probably one of the fakest industries that I have ever come across. It's kind of like the fitness industry or any other industry. They're fakes. And we're really trying to launch a crusade against that. But we're going to be talking about Polkadot today, and I'm going to be talking about Polkadot generally with this sort of, with the way that they've tried to do blockchain. Polkadot are far more than another Ethereum or, another layer one blockchain. They are a new kind of way of doing blockchain, and what they offer is a blockchain that allows you to build your own blockchains on top of, so your own layer ones like your Ethereum competitors. And we're going to talk about a unique feature that comes with this more specifically, but we will talk about Polkadot generally, and that is XCM, which is Polkadot's sort of inner messaging service. And when we talk about interoperability and Polkadot, and they've branded themselves as Web3, the Web3 Foundation, they're talking about the next generation of the internet. And of course, we know the internet is all connective, but it didn't start out like that. Essentially, the internet at one point, you couldn't globally, communicate with one another. You can't do that. Okay, yes, globally you can use blockchain, but you can't, and that's because of the internet, by the way. But you can't actually interact unless you have bridges, which have proven to be a real pressure point in a kind of trustless, seamless way. And this is what Polkadot's trying to solve. And this is part of their sort of model, their thesis. This is Polkadot essentially in a nutshell. And you've got the relay chain here. And we're going to hear a few words from Gavin Wood on XCM. Gavin Wood is a man of, when it comes to blockchain, extreme understanding and intelligence. He's one of the forefathers of this industry. He's one of the early, and he wrote Ethereum's programming language in the EVM virtual machine. So you can often lose people, but I'll try and simplify what he says. I'm a big fan of Gavin Wood, and we're going to listen to him talk. This was, of course, at the Polkadot Decoded 2022. But Polkadot is genius because essentially you have the relay chain, which is Polkadot. And then you have parachains that can be whatever they want to be. So they could choose to be a DeFi protocol like a Kala, or they could choose to be a smart contract layer one competitor like Ethereum. And the beautiful thing about Polkadot is you have all of these and there are some downsides with Polkadot, just like there's downsides. There's pros and cons with everything in life, guys. The beautiful thing about Polkadot is you essentially have anything that's built on top of Polkadot inherently, by being built on top of Polkadot, can message one another. So you almost have a built-in, and it's still being worked on. There's version 3 of XCM, and we're coming up with, I can't remember what it's called, Streece or something like that, which is how they're actually going to look to transact and add an extra sort of, or eliminate an extra trust barrier between these parachains connected. So it's not fully built out yet, but essentially XCM, and one of the benefits of being built on Polkadot is your chain can connect with every other chain on the Polkadot network. And Polkadot is what secures all of these. So I am massively bullish on Polkadot, very bullish on some of what's coming out of the Polkadot ecosystem, something we're going to cover later on down the line. For my Patreons, we're already going over it. Anybody that's interested in joining my Patreon, there's a link in the description. We are going to kill this market, guys. Anybody that's rocking with me, including you guys that are following the free YouTube channel and the content that I put out, you're going to do well, in my opinion. But that is just my opinion. So we're going to be talking about XCM, what it is, what it means for Polkadot, and why this is such a revolutionary technology. And the best way for me to do this is to take it over and hand it over to Gavin Wood and play a clip from the Polkadot Decoded of Gavlar talking, or Gavin of York, talking about XCM, what it is, why it's important, and why it's that Wi-Fi internet, not DeFi, sort of Bluetooth moment where everything sort of connects together. And this is potentially how Web3 is going to work. So I'm going to go ahead and remove my beautiful face, and I'm going to let Gavin do a little bit of talking, introduce it, and then we will do some diving in ourselves and kind of simplify what he's saying as he goes along, because this guy's a genius. There's no two ways about it. When it comes to blockchain, genius. Simple as.
I want to talk a little bit about XCM. XCM, if you're not familiar with it, it is a language. It's a language that allows consensus systems to make themselves understood between each other. Consensus systems, not just necessarily chains. Chains are the obvious first consensus system, but it works with other consensus systems as well. Basically, any data structure that is held in consensus. So it can work, for example, with smart contracts. What's XCM? How does it relate to XCMP? Sean went over this yesterday. I really want to hammer it down. XCMP is a bit like the phone system, right? It's a means of getting a message from one point to another. In fact, in XCMP's case, it's a means of getting a message between sibling parachains that happen to exist under the same relay chain. XCM is a message format. It's like a language. So like English. English is spoken on a phone system. The phone system is still like the phone system. You can speak English whether you're on a phone system, whether you're face-to-face, whether you're on a video call. It doesn't really matter. It's still English. We're talking about the XCM, the language. Now, there are many kinds of telephone, just to put it out there, in this little analogy. We've got XCMP for sibling parachains. VMP allows parachains to connect to their relay chain and talk to their relay chain using XCM. We have something that I've just today called GPMP, or Grandpa Protocol Message Passing, which basically allows substrate chains to talk to relay chains across a bridge. We also have another form of the same protocol, which allows a substrate chain to talk to not just the relay chain, but a parachain of a relay chain. We also have smart contract message passing, allowing a substrate chain to talk to one of its smart contracts. So there's all these different conduits of passing XCM.
So it sounds very complicated thus far, and I will keep playing it, but he's basically talking about how this entire system connects and talks to one another and how they've thought about all this. And XCM is at the heart of it and is something I'm very, very excited about, and hopefully you guys are too. It's genius. The man's a genius. The project's a genius. We're behind it. All in Crypto is standing behind Polkadot, or in front of it. Well, no, I'd say behind, not in front. And backing it. You know, I'm here telling you this is a project that I'm going to be buying, and I am exceptionally bullish on. We're going to be getting into to why that is. But let's just finish off with a little bit more of Gavin Wood.
Right? They're all valid ways of getting a message between consensus systems. So brief history of XCM started back in late 2020. It's had a couple incremental upgrades. We are now on to
version 3.
One thing under one circumstance and another thing under another circumstance when they get onto their destination chain or whatever. We have safe dispatches, which basically means that you can, when you want to transact on a remote chain, when you want to do some particular operation, you thought it was when you there's a few things here, but one of the most important is remote locking. What this allows to do is to have one chain request that another chain locks some asset, keeps it locked until that chain says, yes, you can unlock it now. This is crucial if you want to have one chain use an asset that exists on another chain, right? I'll give you an example of where this will be used in Polkadot in a second. The bridging features are among a little bit more interesting from my point of view. They're more extensive.
I don't want to play too much of this. I'd really encourage people to actually go and watch this. I'll leave a link to it in the description. But he gets into a number of things, the bridging features, the universal location. So how, this actually works, the functionality of V3. So decomposing relay into system chains, a relay chain, secure parachains, assets. It's just amazing what these guys are actually building, and it doesn't get anywhere near enough sort of media coverage as I believe it should. So just to finish things off, guys, we'll sort of extend on what's being said here and look at actually what XCM means and just why it's so revolutionary. Because, essentially imagine if the entire crypto space was built on top of Polkadot. Well, instead of the crypto space as it's built now, everything would be interoperable. And this is, I can't express just how bullish I am on XCM and Polkadot as a project. So we'll just read a little bit, and then I'm going to love and leave you to your evenings, guys. We will do a price analysis. Anybody wants a price analysis, let me know. We do daily Bitcoin coverage. Been killing it in terms of predicting Bitcoin thus far, but will we continue to do so? I don't know, but I can do a Polkadot price update for anybody who is interested. Let me go ahead and read a little bit of this, and then I'm going to love and leave you to your evening. So secure communication for a multi-chain world. Polkadot's units blockchains and brings an end to an era of soiled networks, or siloed networks, sorry, not soiled, which means that they're separate. They're on their own. They're kind of like there's a fortress of their own language around them. With XCM, Polkadot enables a secure cross-chain exchange of any type of data, unlocking new products and services that have never been seen before. So it's like the crypto space on steroids, what's being built on top of Polkadot, ladies and gentlemen. The Web3's native tongue. For blockchains to work together and form a basis of Web3, they need a common language for communication. Polkadot sets the standard with XCM, a powerful format for secure messaging across Polkadot's native blockchain called parachains, and with external networks via bridges. So there's a plan to actually bridge out to other ecosystems and other layer ones. Get ready for the era of interoperability. XCM is a language for building innovative new cross-chain applications and services. Giving applications the ability to span multiple blockchains allows them to leverage the key features and strengths of each of new interoperable use cases. XCM unlocks arbitrage message passing. You can see everything that it kind of does here. And this is one of the CTOs. Essentially goes on to say, this is huge. The possibilities are endless. When we have XCM, we have a stable and reliable interchain messaging channel that is far superior to the fragmented bridges. I can imagine a future where more and more projects use XCM to create something that was impossible just a couple of years ago. So how I think Polkadot's going to pan out, guys, is I actually think that you're going to get big companies and big institutions that are going to build their own blockchains on Polkadot. And there's a million and one reasons for them to do this rather than just building dApps. On that note, I'm going to love and leave you. If you enjoyed the content, like us, appreciate it as a comment, smash that subscribe button, and I'll see you all in the next YouTube video.